Pizza Head Podcast is an animated show that can be found on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram under the name Pizza Head Podcast. So go check it out. I'm the animator and the voice of Pizza Head, but I'm the voice of Pizza Head. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Pizza Head Podcast with your host, me, Joey Pizza Head. And we got a special guest, friend of the podcast, comedian fresh out of LA, a comedian extraordinaire coming up in the ranks, Colin O'Reilly. How you doing, buddy? Hey, how you doing?
Yay.
My
Good. I
accent's
sound like
wrong.
a boxer. That was awesome. Coming up in the ranks. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you. So, you're doing? Are you like on the road, or are you just staying local and doing
I'm just staying local. I do want to try some eyes are watering from that. I do want to try the road, but I'm pretty new to this. I'm just hitting my first year, I think, this week of doing this stand up. For a long time, I was literary manager, a TV film producer. I did the
Oh,
business
wow.
side of things for years. Yeah, I got lucky in college. My old roommate was like, "You got to read the script my friends wrote. It was called Blades of Glory," and
Oh, cool.
that was like
Oh,
my
oh,
first
Blades of Glory, the
exposure.
the comedy.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. I love that movie.
yeah,
That's cool.
thank you. Yeah, I didn't do much. I just stood in the corner. I was so nervous the whole time. It was like just right
Wow.
out of school, and then I sold shows like Bates Motel or I don't know, a bunch of stuff business wise, and then moved to Oregon. Just got burned on the business. There was like
Huh.
two strikes ago. There was like not this last strike, but like 2 years before that, I think there was some big strike, and I was just like, I'm done. I'm fed up. The internet's destroying everything. I'm going to go live a normal life. I'm from Oregon, so I just moved back home. I
Nice.
got a job at the Apple store. I'm like a huge computer nerd. When I was a kid, I was either going to do film school or like computer science. And I did film, but I'd always wished I'd kind of had fulfilled my nerd dreams of computer stuff. So yeah, I just worked at Apple for a while. I worked at Xbox, the like 1-800 number.
No
So
way.
some kid at
You're
work their
living my
Xbox
dream over
Live.
here.
It was incredible. It was the best job ever. You would get there was unlimited supplies of those microwave macaroni and cheese cups, and just like Mountain Dew and sodas and
That's
Xboxes everywhere.
that's
Greatest
what you
job I ever
love.
had.
Oh, I get it for the gamers. They were just eating mac and cheese all day long.
Yeah,
Just the
so I would
carb
just sit
count.
there and be like, rah. And I was such a nerd. I was like,
Wow.
they called us the tip of the spear. We were based on Call of Duty, the connectivity rangers. It was like, so if somebody was Steve Ballmer, if some nerd somewhere was giving a Microsoft speech and they couldn't get the AV to work, like we would have to do it or whatever remotely.
Oh, you would
It was
actually
great. It
work
got
on the actual technical side of things and fix the
Yeah, I
games.
mean, it was an Xbox, so it'd just be like telling someone over the phone, unplug it and plug it back in. There's not that
Oh,
much you can do with it. But it
I
was
might have.
super fun. It got outsourced to India. But
Yeah, yeah. I might have talked to you back in the day.
I'm
You were one of the.
sure
Yeah,
people
that's
would
crazy.
call and rage, drunk, whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't get into my Call of Duty, blah, blah, blah.
That's hilarious. Dude, you've
Yeah.
had like several really cool jobs.
I've
That's
done
so
everything. Yeah, I'm a nerd. When I was really young in high school, I got my first job at like 14. I always would try to have as many jobs as I could just to try everything. My first job, I was a physical trainer. Um, yeah, like a gym. And
that's a
then
good
after that, I had like 50 jobs in high school.
that's a good job to have when you're really young too, because you're getting paid a decent amount of money. But it's like, and if you want to go and fulfill that career path, there is options to pursue. You could start your own practice, chiropractic. Like I just fell into that a little while ago. That's why I did all those episodes about a chiropractor and made a character about for
That's
the
awesome.
cartoon show. But
I always
yeah,
watch those chiropractor TikTok videos for real life.
those are scary, man. When they put the towel on their neck and they pull, I don't know if that's doing the what they want. What they, I don't know if that's good
I
for
want
you.
it so bad. I don't even need it, but I'm just like, yeah, I was going to crack my knuckles and stuff.
Yeah, I go to a chiropractor some, and it really does help because I work in the trades, and it really messes your body up, and my back really got messed up. And I used to think it was all, you know, BS, the chiropractic stuff, but they really do crack your back really well. And you don't want to be doing that sort of stuff yourself because you can really hurt yourself and make some TikTok videos where you
Yeah.
messing
In
yourself up.
Oregon, I was an Uber driver for years. Speaking of random jobs I did after the Apple store, and my lower back would hurt so bad sometimes. And
Just
one
sitting
time
there.
this guy would, yeah, just sitting there, it would hurt so bad. It was like carpal tunnel. And this guy was renting a room in this house, and this guy was like, "You got to try my inversion, hanging upside down thing." And I was
Oh,
like,
you tried one
"Whatever."
of
And instantly was fixed. It was amazing.
really?
Yeah, it was. I can't even explain it. If you ever have lower back stuff, you got to do. It was incredible. Instantly gone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I
I
try
got
to
one of
do
them. I got one of them chin up bars in my garage, and I try to hang upside down on my tippy toes, but I don't think that's the right way to do it. I think you need some
it.
special
No,
gear.
yeah, you can get. They're called. I looked up on Amazon actually just a couple weeks ago. You can get some things called gravity boots. They're like
Yeah,
special, like little shoes and little things you can put on $30. Yeah, it'll save your back.
we're all talking about old man stuff because yeah,
Yeah, old people.
we're
Yeah,
it's all good. Hey, you do have a couple dad jokes in your. I've been looking at your profile on Instagram. If you guys want to go follow him on Instagram, it's Colin O'Reilly on Instagram. He's a comedian. And I like your dad joke stuff because I'm a sucker for dad jokes. But I was gonna ask you this: how many
yeah,
minutes do you got written? Like, can you do 10 minutes? Can you do 5 minutes? Can you do 15? How much you got
yeah.
written?
I think I've done 10 is the most I've ever done. I've
That's decent.
done like one or two shows. I'm kind of, I think, different than most comics. Like I grew up on comedy, like watching comedy TV and films, but I
Yeah.
always would think about the business side of things. And this I just started as kind of a lark. I was like stuck inside during COVID. I was trying to impress a girl, like was into comedy stuff,
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
not work. And then I got kind of, it was fun, that rush, like I grew up skateboarding. You're like a
Sure.
California kid. I grew up on that kind of adrenaline rush. And then being on stage, it kind of, like everyone says, cliche, I got hooked.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, and I
fun.
was like, I'll just keep trying it. And I always just love terrible dad jokes. I'm like, I'm not Chris
Me
Rock or
too.
Jerry Seinfeld. I'm not smart enough to say anything insightful, but just terrible dad jokes are great. And sometimes some people get so angry online. I get the angriest messages.
Really, I've never seen
Oh
any
yeah,
comments on your
because
stuff.
I always
That's
erase them. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
it's
Me
I'm
too. It's
pro
always
censorship. I don't self-esteem. Yeah, they'll just be like, "How dare, like, God damn you, stop posting these." Yada
why.
yada. I don't know. Some people get furious, and then it just makes me want to do it more.
Well, at least
So,
you're getting some kind of feedback because with what I'm doing is like it's really hit and miss. Sometimes you'll get like it'll go I'll get like 10,000 views on one I got and people will comment, "Hey, this is awesome." And then nothing for months and I'll keep posting, but it doesn't click. So at least you're getting that something like people are getting angry and stuff. That's good, you know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. I can enrage people. It'll be
Yeah.
good. It'll be
Well,
good. I'll be
you
like
know,
a Joe Rogan for Democrats. It'll be great.
there you go. So yeah, that's kind of awesome. I always wanted to do comedy. But I mean, I guess everybody does. That's you
Yeah.
know,
Do you do stand up? Do you do any?
I've written a bunch of minutes, but I've never gone up into. I used to play rock
You should
music.
do
I
it.
used to get on stage doing that, so I'm not afraid to get on stage. It's
Oh,
just
man.
I'm in San Francisco, so it's not like there's not a lot of opportunities besides the punchline and Cobb's. And I'm not. I
Okay.
got a kid. I got a full-time job. I'm not gonna. You know what it is
Yeah.
to be out all night and you gotta hang, and you gotta. I got
Actually, I
another.
don't. I'm a super nerd. I have a cat. I don't know. I don't even. Yeah, I don't even
Well, no, I'm
drink. I'm
saying
not.
you know how it is to actually go do it. You have to do the gig and then
Oh
you gotta
yeah.
hang out, meet people. You gotta,
See, I'm different. I don't do
network.
any of that. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
okay.
network. I don't care. Yeah, I'm 40. I just turned. I don't even know 47. I think.
Well, what about
Um,
Rodney Dangerfield? He started as
I don't.
a
He's my
50-year-old.
favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I don't
Come
want
on,
to
he
get
got no
famous enough.
respect.
I would instantly get canceled. I don't want. I've worked customer service my whole life, retail. You get to be
Yeah.
nice to everybody. That's what's so great. I love about doing open mics or shows that are kind of divey is you can just kind of say whatever you want. I'm super liberal, and even in LA, I'm surprised. It seems like everything's kind of like not everything, but there's like a right wing bent to some stuff, and in popular culture, and
Yeah, things
um,
are changing. That's for
yeah, I
sure.
hate it. I'm a hippie, and
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
but they
I
say
get
that hippies are really mean people, dressed like
canceled.
nice people, and punk rockers really nice people dressed like mean people. You kind of look more like a punk rocker to me.
I
You
do. I
got
did grow up on
tattoos
punk
and
rock.
flannels.
Yeah, yeah, it's my Oregon. And now
Uh,
you know Andy Singer too, right?
Andy
I think
Singer. Who that? Who's that?
Bearded Humor. He's a comic from New York. He got
Oh
like the
yeah, yeah,
giant
yeah.
beard.
Sure, sure.
That's how I think we became friends. Yeah,
Oh, you're friends with him?
I am. Yeah, that's why I think.
Oh,
That's why I
I'm
thought
not
I met
friends
you
with him.
online. Or I mean,
Oh,
I know. I
really?
don't. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Maybe
we're
I.
yeah. I'm president.
Well, I'll shout out Andy Singer then. I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, you should have him
friend
on
of
your
the show.
show.
I would. I'll take anyone who wants to come on the show. You're welcome. I'm diving back into this thing because I was off. I was off working really some crazy hours just making money. It's like you were saying earlier before we started the podcast. It's super expensive to live in San Francisco, California too. Not like it's cheap where you live. You're in LA, but yeah, it got in the way of you can't do anything. I can't draw. I can't do podcasts. I couldn't do anything. My dog's barking over there. So, I couldn't spend time with my family. I just had my kid is gonna be 3 soon, and it's like,
Nice.
man, I just wanted to come back and do this stuff, and it's like some people like the show, so I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing it, just like you keep going out there. At least I could do it from the comfort of my home. You actually have to go to a club and get people to laugh at you.
I know. It's good though. I think it gets me out. I live alone. I just have a cat. I have like a really cheap but tiny studio in Venice. And so yeah, it's like it's the one time I get out. I try to go once or twice a week. And
Oh, really? You only
yeah,
do it twice a week?
yeah. I used to do it like 3 or 4 times a week. But I've been having to work. And then I'm just like,
Yeah,
there's only
see.
so many dad jokes I can tell. Um,
That's what it looked
yeah,
like on your Instagram. It looks like you're out like all the time because you have a lot of material on there. I'm like, geez, you know,
yeah.
a million dad
I've
jokes.
been, what was I gonna? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I just was doing it so much, and now I do want to start mixing it up. I'm like, I'm going to start adding in because I live in Venice, so the Venice skate park's right down the street. It's beautiful. It's right on the beach. So I was like, I want to start doing like a skating segment once a
Shh.
week.
Sorry,
And
not you.
then,
I wasn't shushing
oh
you. I was
yeah, it's
shushing you
fine.
like that. Go ahead.
We get that a lot.
Sorry. You want to
Oh
go
no, you're
do
fine.
a skate podcast? What are you saying? You want to do
Or
what?
just like a skate video, just have like a skate clip
Like Mark
at
Norman.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah, once or twice a week, and then news stuff or something like just start to try to
Well,
mix something up,
if you want to come on the cartoon show, I'll make you a character. I did one for
That's awesome.
another buddy of ours of the show, friend of the show, and
Mhm.
I don't know. You know how things are nowadays. All you need is one hit, and you'll blow up. Look at that Cat Williams things that just happened. You see that thing on that one
Yeah.
podcast? That was like his first guest, and it went viral because he's so crazy. He was saying some
Wow.
crazy stuff. I don't know the name of the
Yeah.
podcast, but I just
I just
know it's
posted a
gossip.
couple of days ago. I posted a dad joke about it.
Oh, you did? Man, I
Yes.
missed it. Let's read it on the show.
Yeah, it's a couple of days back, but yeah, I thought it was hysterical and funny. Yeah, it's
About Cat
yeah,
Williams.
yeah. He got
Man,
people riled up. That was great. Yeah, I don't know. See, I never grew up watching stand-up comics. I
I
don't know
keep.
who anybody is. I know who Cat Williams is, but I don't watch specials. Everything on Netflix seems like super kind of Republican-y. I'm just like, I don't,
Really?
yeah, I don't really watch a
Ugh,
ton of stuff. I watch like animated cartoon funny stuff or people on the internet. Parrots, a lot of birds I follow on Instagram. I think they're
birds?
super funny. Yeah, these talking parrots. Like a lady who
You're gonna have
started
to
a
send me that.
kindergarten for parrots. Yeah, they're super smart. They talk on their iPads and they're always like, "Hey Alexa, make
What?
fart sounds," and then it just like,
Dude, the animals
yeah,
are evolving. Like the
they
monkeys
totally are.
they're able to spear fish. Dogs just seem like humans at this point. They're just smiling and asking for food.
They
Like
have those
huskies can
buttons
talk.
now. Have you
Yeah.
seen the buttons they have on
Yeah,
the internet? I watch
yeah.
that.
Those are
All my
scary,
favorite
man.
celebrities are animals. Yeah.
Like who? There's celebrity animals? I can only think of one.
Oh
Bud.
yeah, so
Air
many
Bud.
birds. Go on my Instagram page. You'll see so many. Yeah, they're like
Okay.
they're the
I'll do
pugs.
it later. That's
A lot of
crazy.
pugs. Yeah, my
So you
cat. He could be big now.
so you worked on movies. What did you do on movies? Tell me
I
something
was a
about that.
Yeah, sure. I was a literary manager. I managed screenwriters and producer in Hollywood.
What?
I don't know now if it's the same, but it was by law. If you were an agent, you couldn't produce, but if you were a manager, you could. And if you're an agent, you have to pay a lot of money for a permit or a license. When I
Huh.
sold my first script, it was to Focus Features, a part of like Universal, and they were like, "Do you have your agent license or whatever?" And I was like, "I don't know what that is,"
Wow.
or whatever. And I was just doing it out of like my apartment, and they were like, "Oh, well, if you're a manager, you don't have to have anything." So I was like, "I'm a manager," um,
Wow, that's
and I just got
crazy.
lucky. I was like dad jokes. I was like a nerd. I would do it a lot. I would read like 5 to 7,000 scripts a year, and then if you read that many,
Damn. Oh,
one's
that's
gonna
your
be
job.
good.
That's
It's
your
just
job.
yeah, from my apartment. Yeah, I would wake up at like 5 a.m.
Oh
and
my
just read
god,
scripts till 1 a.m. and just did that for like 2 years straight. And I sold
that's
like
crazy,
50 screenplays. Yeah, sold like yeah 10 movies,
dude.
bunch
You're
of
living the
shows.
American dream.
Not anymore. I'm poor. Yeah, I don't know. Managers don't make a lot of money. If you're making 10% of what a screenwriter makes, like you're you're starving. But
Wow.
it was fun. It was cool. But now movies are terrible. The Netflix thing. I tried to buy an account
Yeah.
last month, and I was like, I can't. None of it's all garbage.
On Netflix is terrible. There's a couple of good things, and then it's just a flood, a deluge of garbage. It's just like, what do you guys do?
Yeah,
And it's the same characters over and over again. It's always
yeah,
no disrespect to the ladies, but it's always a female hero now. We used to have the female heroes like Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. We had what was that lady from The Fifth Element? I forgot her name. But
Mia
anyways, they used to be
Jovovich.
organic. Now
Yeah,
movies are like so cookie cutter. It's like it gives me. I just don't want to sit down and watch them. Like we just went to go
they're
watch.
bad.
Yeah, they're terrible. We just went to go watch Aquaman, which was great in the theaters, but I was kind of bored. We went for our anniversary because we're an old married couple, so we gotta get a babysitter, and it was pretty fun though actually. But
That's-
it was just boring. There was nobody there too. There was like ten people in the theater, which was great for us. They got those recliners. I
yeah,
kind of fell asleep to be honest with you. I'm a little getting long in the
I
tooth.
would fall
You know,
asleep. Yeah,
ugh,
yeah. I mean,
bless
COVID
you.
killed movies and bad quality. Sort of finished the job. I think
Yeah,
I was just tweeting today or threading or whatever it's called about that. People were like, "No, there's been some good movies lately," but I was like, "I can't." Maybe 4 or 5. That's not enough.
yeah. Like everybody was raving about this Oppenheimer movie, and it's like 3 hours freaking long. Like, what are you guys
Yeah, I
doing?
haven't seen that.
Chop
Yeah,
chop it down a little bit, but guys.
I used to only watch movies with Bruce Willis in them.
Yeah, I love Bruce
Yeah,
Willis.
he's the best. Die Hard's the greatest movie ever made.
I heard he's having some health troubles though. He can't talk or something now.
No, it's sad. Yeah,
My baby's crying.
it's sad. Well,
Well, let's not talk about sad stuff. Let's see what else. So you're a
yeah.
screen.
I'm,
So you wrote some screenplays of your own,
I never wrote them. I would just manage the writers. I
and you would
sometimes
sell
came
it.
up with concepts and I would sell them to
Man, I'm gonna
studios and
pick your
editors.
brain, man. So, like, what do you think of the writing on our cartoon show there? It's supposed to be corny. Does that come
It's
across?
it's great. Yeah, I mean I grew up on Cartoon Network, Aqua Teen Hunger Forces.
Yeah.
I managed one of those guys for a very
Really?
brief instant. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, that's cool, dude.
yeah. I was upset. Space Ghost Coast to Ghost. That's like
Yeah, Space
Metalocalypse.
Ghost Coast to Ghost. Aqua Teen. No,
Those
what's
are
the
the
one? 20,000 Leagues Under. What was the ocean one?
C Lab, C
Sea
Lab
Lab.
2021.
I remember there was.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say they're awesome. Yeah, cartoons are the best.
Yeah, I really, it is weird. I always thought I'd grow out of it, but I just love animated series like, Rick and Morty. Get out of here. It's one of the best shows.
Super funny.
I started rewatching King of the Hill again. They got some
The
gems for
best.
jokes in that, man. And the
The
animation's
best.
great. Mike Judge is just a genius.
He is. He is. He's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, you see him on Jackass, it's the movie Jackass, and he's like just so even keel and baritone, like just doesn't freak out ever. He's just like the same normal dude.
I
Doesn't
saw
even.
him in an auditorium once, and I felt like I was seeing the Beatles. I just froze. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, so smart. Yeah,
So
King of the
you're
Hill's the
really.
best. And it's coming back. They're rebooting it on Hulu.
Yeah, I heard about that. I thought that was just a rumor. Futurama's back too, and I haven't even. I've watched
I
one
binged
episode.
them. Yeah, I watched them all.
They did a really good job of bringing it back, like they always
It's
do.
funny. Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
canceled
Matt
before.
Groening's, those guys are smart. That's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, all the adult animation stuff I think is great. That's the only stuff I can watch. I can't watch drama. It seems so boring now. Like we lived through a pandemic and UFOs are real. Like
You ain't kidding.
real TV doesn't, or yeah, fiction TV doesn't really measure up anymore. I just listen to podcasts or
Yeah.
birds, parrots.
I gotta check these parrots out now. You
You
keep bringing them up.
do. I think they should be. They're going to be like telemarketers, bill collectors. I would pay my
Yeah.
student loans if it was birds calling.
Caca, you owe me 10 grand. All right,
Yeah,
parrot.
yeah, they're so smart. Yeah,
Yeah, they are uncannily smart.
they're
Yeah,
like little
but
kids. And if child labor was a thing, you could have like birds. I think that'll be like
put a little
working at
suit on them.
McDonald's or whatever.
Yeah,
Cashiers, yeah,
that'll make
in the
life more
future.
interesting. I mean, who knows what's coming next year? It's looking, it's looking.
AI. I hear the AI boom, animal intelligence, but artificial
Shh.
intelligence in San Francisco, I hear is like going to be quadruple what the internet
Yeah,
was. I hear it's just
I'm
it's
worried about it, but I'm not worried about it. Who knows?
yeah.
They seem to
I
just be
don't care as
taking
long as I
everybody's
don't have to
job.
work anymore. You can have mine. Yeah, I'll retire.
I like
As long as they don't
working,
get
but
Social Security. Yeah,
yeah, I don't
sure.
know, man. There's a lot of like crazy news articles every day. I'll read stuff on Google, which is horrible. I don't know why I look at Google News because it's just always bad news, especially
Yeah,
about whatever city you're in. They're like, "Hey, did you know this about your town? It's gonna
yeah,
fall into a sinkhole next year." What? I didn't know that. But I don't know. What did I read last? I think there was a bank robbery in San Francisco, like right next to where I was working, like down the street.
yeah.
Like they smashed into it, stole a bunch of money, and drove away in the like at the same time that I was working down there because I was working nights for a while. I was just like, damn, this is like movie stuff. There's like RoboCop. They're just blowing the place. They just literally smashed a truck into the building of in the main street in Bank of America, which is like
Wow.
that was unheard of when I was a kid. It was like you would never see
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just
And
like,
did they use AI to plan it, or
no, I mean maybe they didn't get
yeah,
caught, so maybe they did. I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, I don't want to put it past
Before
these people.
before Chat GPT was restricted, you could ask it, "How can I rob this bank?" or "How can I do whatever?"
Oh,
And it would
trust
give
me,
you like
I try.
stock tips or
I got
yeah.
one of I got one of these doohickeys. Allegedly, I have a Flipper Zero. You know what these are?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was using it to make my life a little allegedly, allegedly, to make my life a little easier because they put all these restrictions on the jobs here in downtown where you'll need a key card to get in and out of places, but like they'll put the material on one floor, they'll put the job on this floor, and then you got to come down here to sign in, and you got to call people, and then they think you're being lazy, and it was this whole thing. So I said, bloop, I just scanned a card and made my own card, made my own luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This thing's pretty fun to use, allegedly, but you can like break into Wi-Fi networks and make key cards. This thing's like remote control for televisions. There's a thing in here. You should check it out. They're pretty fun,
Right.
cheap
Yeah, I've
enough.
read about them, but yeah, I mean,
Even a knucklehead like me, and you like computers. Even a knucklehead like me, I learned how to use it like right away. And it's got like a little Tamagotchi in it, so it's like the more you use it, the better it gets. You remember
oh
Tamagotchi?
no. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, what is your goals for for the comedy stuff? You ain't trying to be a who's a blue
I
collar
have
comedy?
none. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad. Everyone wants to be famous or play shows. I think I'm different in the sense of I'm going to be more internet about it. I think, and
Mm,
one of the reasons I also did try it was when I first started. I had such bad stage fright. I still got a little, but it was
nice.
terrifying. It was like the first. I've only bungee jumped a couple of times, but it was like I felt like that when you're just standing there and you're like, oh, like just sheer terror. And so I was like, I just want to do it to get over that because I always have kind of liked politics. I'm a huge science nerd, and I think
Yeah,
politics is something I can more age into, you know. And now with UFO stuff coming out, AI, I
true.
love physics and things like that. Um,
You gonna do
yeah, I think
physics
we could.
jokes?
Yeah, I would for fun. I can't. I'm poor, but over the break, I took a lot of yeah, classes. Ever since I was a kid, I just loved math and science. But I would eventually like to get a master's in physics and then maybe like a doctorate.
Wow. I
Yeah,
got
I think
a
there's
like.
a new.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think there's going to be a new form of physics coming out, or a new branch called like information physics. So that's I'd like
Well,
to get a
there's
PhD.
definitely a form of physics that we don't know about when we're looking at these UAP UFO thingies. It seems like there's
Yeah,
a whole bunch of stuff that we don't. Everybody thought the laws of physics. They call it the laws of physics. They're not laws anymore. If you can break them, you know what I mean.
exactly. Yeah.
You into the
Yeah, or
UFO
work
stuff?
around them, or like very in college.
That's
Every
crazy.
paper I did was on UFOs.
Oh yeah,
I've been to Area 51. Me and my college roommate at the time
in
went
there
to
or to the borderlands?
just the border. They wouldn't let me in. Yeah. They said my library card was no good. But I've been obsessed with UFOs since I was very young. Since I could read, that's all I would read. Tom Clancy, the first book I read as a kid was Hunt for Red October, and it didn't have UFO stuff in there, but it got me into military stuff. And I would,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I've been very into that stuff. I read all the Tom Long books.
Tom DeLonge wrote a book.
Yeah, he's got a couple. He co-wrote. There's like a To the Stars Academy. There's like a series of like three or
Hmm.
four books
Tom
that
DeLonge, of
supposedly
course, the lead
about
singer
stuff.
of Blink 182. For those people listening, who is
And he's got a company with some old intelligence CIA guys.
yep,
He like
yep.
quit to retire, and some of these books are written, and they're kind of like thrillers or whatever, Tom
Hmm.
Clancy-ish, and they have information that's supposedly from the Pentagon as a way to disseminate UFO stuff to the broader whatever public.
Yeah,
And so yeah, I devoured them. So I'm like, I want to know everything. I read and listen to everything I can about it. There was that hearing, I'm sure you know, last week, the Congress. It was a
yeah,
classified hearing with the Inspector General acknowledging the legitimacy of David Grush
yeah. But
so
if we
far.
talk about it, we sound crazy. But I mean, it's
Not
legitimate.
anymore. Yeah, Newsweek's talking about it. Washington Post. I saw the New York Times has a section for teachers, and teachers sign up for it, and they get educational materials to teach their kids. And UAPs and UFO stuff is in there now. And the Senate legislation. I mean,
See,
they're
that's what I'm
here.
hoping for the
Yeah.
future of all these kids that are like, like my nieces and nephews and kids that I know that are younger that are like disenfranchised. Like, what's next? There's you can't buy a house. Like the American dream's kind of fading away. There might be a whole new, like we said, a subset of physics, and there might be a whole new job arena available soon where of stuff that we've never dreamt of before, or maybe we
Yes.
forgot in our past and we're rediscovering as the human
Yeah.
race. But we're running
Exactly.
out of time here, so we got like 7 minutes left. I'm just letting you know. So maybe you doing any shows? You want to plug any shows or anything that you want to plug on here
I have some
that you
shows
can
coming
remember?
up, but I can't remember what they are. I have to call about them.
But you're in
But they'll be
LA, right?
posted on the Instagram page. Yeah,
So
they'll
the
be
Instagram on Instagram, his name is Colin O'Reilly. He's got sunglasses on in his profile pic, right? I think so.
yes.
So
And I just made my avatar today on there. I felt like
okay,
a 12
let's
year
let's
old.
get some avatars going. I saw you're on Threads too. How do you like that thing? I haven't gotten on there.
I
Threads.
love it. I just go on there and rant like an old person.
Okay,
It's
I'm gonna have
great.
to
I
try it
hated
out.
Twitter because it got so like racist and Republican.
Yeah,
Um,
Twitter was too much, man. I was like,
it's
man, I
terrible.
don't know. It used to be so calm when it first came out, and then I don't know what's going on over there. I guess Elon Musk is trying to turning it into like a WhatsApp sort of deal where you can bank, talk on there, get your videos, you can pay your bills, like you could do everything in one app like the Chinese people do with WhatsApp. I think it's WhatsApp
Yeah.
or it's something else that they use. But yeah, I just want to let you know I got like 5 minutes. I don't know. I just don't it'll just hang up on you. So I just gotta
Oh,
let you know.
nice. Okay.
But
Um, well,
I'll
that's
call you
awesome.
back.
You're into the UFO stuff too. Have you been following
Oh
the
yeah.
news? Thing?
There's a new show with Jeremy Corbell out on Tubi if you want to check it out. I think it's on episode 3 now, but it's called Undisclosed or something. But it's on Tubi with Jeremy Corbell. You can't miss it. It's like all the stuff that we're talking about in a package, and TMZ is putting it out. So it's like sensationalized, but it's
I've read news clips about it. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, check it out. It's a little bit. we already know a lot of stuff that's on there. If you're, in the know, you're just keeping up with this
But they're
stuff. But there's
releasing footage, the jellyfish footage. That was
exactly that's I did an episode about that, and then they're gonna do the one that they had on there that hasn't was released alongside the jellyfish stuff is the chandelier UFO. You seen that one?
yes,
Chandelier. So there was a picture of that one on there, and just a couple more stuff that I hadn't seen in. You can't get everything on off YouTube or Google. You got to go
yeah.
digging around for stuff. But
I hope they release all the files. I want to know everything. I think, like you were saying,
yeah,
your kids and nieces and nephews have something to look forward to. That's yeah. If there were colleges offering
courses.
classes in
Yeah,
UFOs, yeah, I would. The whole world, I think, would. I think it is the future. We're gonna have like Starfleet Academy. It's gonna be awesome.
yeah. And then there was recently a one that came out called The Lost Century by there's that one guy. He's another prominent UFO dude, Doctor. He's got glasses on. He's really buff. He's a UFO
Oh,
disclosure guy.
Stephen Greer.
Stephen Greer. There you go. He's
Yes.
got a one called Undisclosed that just came out. And then he put out another one, but um, no, The Lost
Yeah, he.
Century, and it just talks about. Sorry, not to cut you out, but it just talks
Mhm.
about how we've lost all this time because he in the movie it just shows all these guys that came out with water powered cars and they just kept getting killed. And you heard about that when you're a kid and you're like, ah, this guy's crazy. But it's not just one or two dudes, it's like 73 guys. You
I'm
know what I
sure.
mean? It's like Jesus. So they really did kill these dudes. You know what I mean? And they show
Yeah,
pictures of them, and they show they all came up with the same product, but they designed it differently, and they just discovered it themselves. I don't know how, but water
wow.
powered cars. I don't know how you do that, but and I'm an electrician, but
Yeah,
they're like
maybe
super advanced
hydrogen
stuff.
or something.
Yeah, I'm not really super into that, but anyways, I'm into the UFO stuff. My dad was a
Yeah,
member of MUFON when I was a kid. I used to go to those
nice.
MUFON meetings when I was a little boy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was weird because you don't know when you're a kid. You're like, yeah, maybe I
Yeah,
don't know. X Files
yeah.
used to be my favorite show
I was
back then.
obsessed with UFOs. Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
that's awesome, man. You should keep going to them.
I don't have time to do anything. I just want to do cartoons.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, you should keep doing your stand up though.
I
That's
will.
what's
I have
up.
nothing else going on.
Do you meet a lot of like famous people out there in LA, or are they all out of there now?
I don't. They don't live around me. Yeah.
No, but I mean at the comedy store, like famous comedians, or do you go
Oh,
to the
I don't
comedy
know.
store?
I don't. I don't. I don't go there. Yeah. I don't.
No. You doing
No,
just
I don't
pop-ups
know.
right
I'm
now
sure they
or
do. I just go to. Yeah, I go to this place called the Hollywood Comedy Club.
the Hollywood
Um,
Comedy Club? Okay.
yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
I
look it up.
think they're great. Uh, they have shows and they do open mics every day because I work at nights.
Wow, every
Um,
day, huh? That's cool.
yeah, and so yeah, I think it's super awesome. I grew up in Portland during the grunge stuff, sort of like in the '90s, and we had
Awesome.
clubs there like Satyricon, X-Ray Cafe. You could just walk in and play, and that has the same vibe to me at the Hollywood Comedy Club. Like it's very cool. The kids that go there, and there's a couple of older people like myself. They're super funny, and it's tough because you go and it's noon on a Tuesday with just one other person and just 20 empty chairs. So
But
it's
that's
tough. It's
awesome.
like staring into the abyss. It's like if you can,
That's how
make
you
that
get good.
one poor, sad person like yourself laugh, then yeah, exactly. That's how you get good. And then I can be JFK for UFOs. Um, but I feel like
There
comedy
you go.
club, improv, those are like big fancy places, and a lot of comics who are trying to make it will go there. But like, I don't want to go. Like, I'm not qualified to be,
I
you
feel you. You're
know,
doing it for the love of the game. You're doing it for the
yeah,
passion. You're following your
yeah.
bliss.
I just want to tell dad jokes talking about UFOs. I feel like I'd be
Yeah.
assassinated if I went on TV. It'd be
We
like,
can only
yeah,
hope. We can only dream, Colin.
the Illuminati would never let me in. Yeah, that's such a
Yeah.
big mouth on all their secrets.
Yeah, me and you both. Well, we're winding down here. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for coming on. We'll love to have you again on the Pizza Head podcast. Look for it soon. Or if you're listening
Thank
to
you,
this
man.
now, you're obviously gonna hear it. But yeah, I'll put it out for you soon, for us soon, and maybe you could tag it and put it in your stuff, promote your stuff. I'll
Oh,
promote
I'll
something of
promote it like
yours,
crazy. Yeah,
and we'll keep it going. And I don't know, I'll pick your brain some more about that screenwriting stuff because I'm trying, but the jokes
for
are hard to
sure. I
come
tell
by. You know what I'm
everyone
saying?
there's a book called Save the Cat, and it has a
Save the
beat
cat.
sheet in there. Yeah, get that, and that's yeah. I use that constantly. It'll change your life.
All right, this is gonna hang up on you, but I'm gonna give you a ring and I'll call you in a second here. All right.
Right on, man.
Thanks
Thank you
again,
so
brother.
much. This was awesome. Thank you. Yay, pizza. Thank you.